Today our scripture is John chapter 13 from verse 18 through the end of the chapter, through verse 38. This is John talking about what takes place during what we call the Last Supper. And in verse 30, Judas has gone out, and we're told, and it was night, which means that things are going to go in a bad way. You may remember earlier in John chapter 8 and John chapter 9 where Jesus talked about himself as the light of the world, and he said in John chapter 9 that we must work the works of him who sent me while it is day, or while it is light. Night is coming when no one can work. In other words, when unfortunate and painful things are going to happen, leading to Jesus' suffering and death on the cross. So we're told now it's night. Judas has left, and we hear some of the most important words, I think, that Jesus ever spoke in John 13 in verses 34 and 35. I give you a new commandment, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also should love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples if you have love for one another. I like to say that love is the distinguishing characteristic of a Christian. You can look at 1 Corinthians 13 and all the things that Paul says we can do, but if we do them without love, we are nothing. We are a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. Love is what distinguishes us as a follower of Jesus. And I was disheartened this morning. I receive a number of emails from different Christian leaders and pastors, and this particular one I read today was addressing the question of someone asking in a very lamenting way, somebody who's a Christian, why are Christians the meanest people on the internet? And this individual shared her experience of the language somebody used in responding to her, and very vulgar language. And she looked this person up who had used such terrible language, and he on his Facebook page and LinkedIn page identified himself as a Christian and even had the Bible verse, "The joy of the Lord is our strength." We don't want to be known, and it's a terrible thing for people to think Christians are the meanest people on the internet, or people who don't care about their neighbors or the greater good. That is not how we are to be known. Jesus tells us we are to love other people, not from our own store of love, but as Jesus has loved us, faithfully, steadfastly, to the end, sacrificially. And this is how everyone will truly know if we are followers and disciples of Jesus or not, if we love our brothers and sisters. So always remember, in every situation you find yourself, love is the distinguishing characteristic of a Christian and a follower of Jesus. And I pray that's what people see in you and in me.